Today, guys, I want to talk about another piece of gear that I acquired this year that has really changed a lot of what I do and sped me up and made my photos a lot better. I used to be an avid ball head user for my tripods. I hated the pan and tilt three-way heads with all the little like handles that you twisted. I was not a big fan of the quick grips. I just didn't like how they moved. I loved ball heads. They were what I used. I have a ball head on this guy. I probably got like 5 or 6 of them. And I was that way for a very long time. That was until this guy. This is the K&F GD3W. This is a 3-way head with an arca plate on the top of it. I know it's going to focus on my face, but it's got an arca plate on the top of it. It has these beautifully milled handles that you can rotate, and they just it slowly moves, and it's really smooth and it's nicely geared. There's no roughness or harshness to this tripod head at all. It's all aluminum, I believe, or it's all metal, and they have these nice anodized clips here that when you rotate it, you can quickly adjust it however you want. And then when you grab this guy, it goes back to the slow micro adjustments. Has levels all over it. It has made my life so much easier because I always found that when you got into a tight spot with a ball head, that quick adjustment on it was a huge pain. When you would get to that tight spot, it would be very hard to get level. You were working kind of upside down almost because you had to have your screen articulated. And I find this guy to have those little tiny micro adjustments to be perfect for when you are working at a weird angle or you are on an uneven floor and it just doesn't want to move correctly, or it just doesn't feel like you are getting level shots every single time because it's not uniform. This has sped me up so much in my workflow. It has been just an absolute beast of a tripod head. I love how the little dials feel with your fingers. They are just like this beautiful little milled aluminum, like I said. And I find that to make those little tiny micro adjustments, it is the easiest and quickest way to do it. I also find that for twilights, it is fantastic. I typically shoot my exteriors handheld. I'm not a huge tripod fan for that, just because I find it to be, it slows me down quite a bit. But for twilights, this geared head has also been absolutely fantastic because I can set it up against a fence, like a little uneven to where maybe it's like tilted back a little bit. And then I can tilt it up and just take those really smooth adjustments to where you have to use so much force with a ball head to get it to where you want it to go, that this tiny little micro adjustment has made a massive difference in my photography. And it's something that it has sped me up considerably. And the only complaint I have about it, and I don't really think it's like a super big one, but it's weird, is that I am so used to having this little screw that you clamp down the arca head on the back side, and it's on the front. So the lens, if we grab our Z8 here, the lens goes over the top of it, and then you screw it this way. And that's so that you can see the level that's on the back, because the lens obviously goes over that and then you can't see any of this other stuff. So clearly this is the way it goes. And I don't think there's like a better way of doing it. I just find it to be strange because it's hard to get leverage on it sometimes when you're reaching under and you're like, oh, trying to get it out, because I don't wrench it down crazy hard. And it is another milled knob under here. But I do find that to be a little bit of a struggle sometimes. But outside that, I have to say, I don't have a lot of complaints about it. I think if you are hesitant like I was to get a ball head, or not a ball head, excuse me, a 3-way head, because you are so used to the really cheap ones, the old style ones that are they're like the long handle and they have a grip on them and then you twist it, and they kind of flopped all over the place and I just hated them. This has been the biggest surprise to me because I did not think I would like it, but I had just gotten to a place with that ball head where it wasn't working for me anymore and it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. And this guy, even with its degree markings, it's like, just to turn this, it is such a smooth, greased up, just like beautifully machined, geared way to turn it. The only other time you'll have some sort of issue with it is if you use these quick locks and you kind of like move it around and it doesn't sit in the teeth of the gear perfectly. When you twist this, it'll take a second before it starts moving. But that's honestly just a minor complaint. Yeah, if you're thinking of looking for a new head, or you're having some trouble with your ball head or whatever head that you use, and you want something that has really, really sped me up and is worth every penny that I paid for it, it's this guy. It's the K&F or K&F Concept GD3W, which I'm assuming means geared three-way. I believe there are other brands of it. I've seen some different brands of it as well out there, but this is the K&F one, and I have zero complaints about it. So highly recommend it. It will be linked down below. Yeah, let me know what kind of ball heads or tripod heads or whatever you guys use and things that you have found, because I think tripods are another one of those things that really can make or break a shoot, and they can really speed you up. And yeah, go from there. I'd like to hear what your guys' favorite brands are and what you have found to work. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one.